London streets have become hunting grounds. December 2025. Not from a foreign invasion, not from a natural disaster, but from organised criminal gangs who are brazenly robbing, stabbing and terrorising Londoners in broad daylight while overwhelmed police struggle to respond. Around 80,000 mobile phones were stolen in London last year, a staggering 25% increase from 64,000 in 2023. Theft from the person surged 41%, fueled by phone thefts and bag snatches in crowded tourist zones. Between September 2024 and 2025, there were 54,064 crimes of robbery, representing an 8.7% increase. This isn't a crime wave. This is a crime epidemic, where criminals on mopeds, e-bikes and on foot are snatching phones from people's hands, threatening victims with machetes, and operating with industrial-scale precision, while ordinary Londoners live in constant fear. In 2024, the Metropolitan Police reported around 80,000 stolen phones in London, and mobile phone theft has been growing from 91,481 recorded thefts in 2019 to 117,211 in 2024. London recorded 957,481 crimes in the 12 months to December 2024, a 2.6% increase, with 107 crimes per 1,000 residents. The capital has become so dangerous that police are advising people to tether their phones to themselves to prevent theft. Think about that. In Britain's capital city, you need to physically tie your belongings to your body just to walk down the street. But real quick, before we expose how organised these criminal operations really are, let's be honest. Mainstream media downplays London's street crime crisis because it contradicts their narrative about falling homicides. They focus on one statistic while ignoring the explosion in robbery, phone theft, and violent street crime. That's why we built British Front Media. Subscribe now for the real story they won't tell you. Reason number 1. Phone theft has exploded into an industrial-scale criminal operation, and every Londoner is a target. October 2025. The Metropolitan Police announced they had disrupted a major criminal network suspected of smuggling up to 40,000 stolen phones from the UK to China over the past 12 months, representing up to 40% of all phones stolen in London. 40%. One criminal network was responsible for nearly half of all phone thefts in the capital. Commander Andrew Featherstone called it the largest crackdown on mobile phone theft and robbery in the UK in the most extraordinary set of operations of this kind that the Met has ever undertaken. The investigation started in December 2024, when a box containing around 1,000 iPhones being shipped to Hong Kong was found at a warehouse near Heathrow Airport. Officers discovered almost all of the phones had been stolen. Think about the scale. 1,000 stolen iPhones in a single shipment. How many Londoners were robbed to fill that box? A police detective sergeant explained that thieves earn between £200 to £300 per handset, and stolen iPhone 16 Pro Max models can sell overseas for £4,500 to £5,000. The economics are crystal clear. Steal a phone in 5 seconds, earn £200, £300. Ship it to China or Hong Kong, sell it for thousands. Mostly snatchers approach someone from behind on electric scooters or e-bikes, snatch the phone in an instant, and put it in tinfoil or a Faraday bag to avoid tracking. London University student Ben Hughes told reporters, "Phone theft is an endless fear for me, in most areas in London. Most times I don't get my phone out, which could have simply been fixed if more police officers would patrol high-risk areas. I haven't been able to have my phone out in the area I live, even not going to certain places at all." A university student in Britain's capital city is too afraid to use his phone in public. This is what London has become. Reason number 2. Moped and e-bike crime has turned London streets into chase scenes where criminals operate with absolute impunity. From 2014, there was a substantial rise in robberies and assaults committed by individuals riding mopeds, with crime involving mopeds rising by more than 600% in London between 2014 and 2016. The number of incidents recorded by the Metropolitan Police went from 365 in 2011 to over 23,000 in 2017. 23,000 moped crimes in 1 year. Police managed to reduce this to around 4,000 by 2021, but the problem never went away. It evolved. Now criminals use e-bikes and electric scooters instead of mopeds because they're quieter, more maneuverable, and even harder for police to chase. Police are telling people that thieves on mopeds and now on foot are coming up to individuals and ripping phones out of their hands, recommending that people tether items to themselves for protection. While most thefts happen between 6 and 10 at night, criminals operate during the day too. broad daylight, busy streets, crowded areas. It doesn't matter. The thieves strike whenever they see an opportunity because they know police can't catch them on bikes weaving through traffic and disappearing into side streets. In May 2017, the London Evening Standard claimed that at least 50,000 crimes had been committed by gangs using stolen scooters, mopeds, motorcycles, and bikes. The vehicles were often hijacked in outer London boroughs such as Barking and Dagenham and used to commit robberies in the West End. Statistics revealed that up to 1,500 scooters or motorcycles were being stolen in London each month. In October 2016, a man was sentenced after stealing 21 mobile phones in 1 hour. 21 phones in 60 minutes. That's one phone every 3 minutes. The Metro newspaper reported an offender threatening victims with a machete and wielding hammers during daylight robberies near Broadcasting House. This isn't petty theft. This is armed robbery happening repeatedly in central London. Reason number 3. Robbery has surged and theft from the person has reached crisis levels, with organised gangs targeting Londoners systematically. London's theft from the person crime rate is at 503% of national crime rate, putting London in first position out of 9 England and Wales regions in this crime category, 5 times the national average. Theft from the person makes up 8.0% of all crimes committed in the area, with 92,500 cases reported. Theft from the person offences have a crime rate of 8.24 reports per 1,000 people in London, which is 22 times the national average. This figure comes from 97,397 crime reports logged by Metropolitan Police during the 12 months ending June 2025. Nearly 100,000 reported thefts from the person in 1 year in one city. And remember, many victims don't report because they know police won't respond. Theft from the person is trending upwards compared to the national average, with the trend representing an increase of 94% over the last 3 years. 3 years ago, it was 12 times the national average. Now it's 22 times. The problem is accelerating, not improving. Westminster is the most dangerous borough in London, followed by Kensington and Chelsea, and Hackney. Nearly 40% of phone thefts occur in Westminster and the West End. Tourists, shoppers, workers, everyone who passes through central London is a target. Reason number 4. Knife crime and stabbings continue devastating London despite government claims of progress. Yes, homicides are down. The government celebrates this statistic endlessly. But what they don't tell you is that knife crime remains a persistent threat, and the majority of knife-enabled offences are robbery, with 60% of offences being robbery and victims predominantly male, about half being under 25. Between 2016 and 2023, knife crime rose 54% in London, from 9,086 incidents in the year ended the 31st of March 2016 to 14,000 in the year ended the 30th of September 2023. While recent data shows some reduction, the baseline remains horrifically high compared to a decade ago. There were 252,545 violent crime offences recorded by the Metropolitan Police and City of London police forces in London in 2023-24, an increase when compared with the previous reporting year. 250,000 violent crimes in 1 year. From a low of 186,488 violent crimes in 2015-16, violent crime has increased in almost every year. The reality on London streets is that young people still carry knives, gang violence still claims lives, stabbings still happen with horrifying regularity. The fact that fewer people die doesn't mean the violence has stopped. It means hospitals have gotten better at saving stabbing victims. That's not progress, that's triage. Reason number 5. Shoplifting has exploded and is fueling violent confrontations across London. Shoplifting has surged in London, up 54% year-on-year as footfall in shops and high streets returned post-pandemic. Shoplifting is up by 54% year-on-year in the 12 months to December 2024, reporting 10 crimes per 1,000 residents. This isn't separate from street crime. Shoplifting operations are often connected to the same criminal networks running phone theft and robbery operations. Organised gangs systematically target stores, steal high-value goods, and fence them through the same channels used for stolen phones. The violence that erupts when store security tries to stop these thieves is the same violence happening on London streets. London recorded 957,481 crimes in the 12 months to December 2024, a 2.6% increase, around 24,000 more offences than the previous year. When you factor in London's population of roughly 8.9 million, that works out at 107 crimes per 1,000 residents. Reason number 6. Police operations achieve temporary wins, but criminals adapt faster than law enforcement can respond. Yes, police are trying. The Metropolitan Police conducted operations that contributed to a 27% decrease in phone thefts in November 2024 and a 43% decrease in December 2024. During a week of coordinated action in February 2025, the Met seized 1,000 stolen phones and arrested 230 people for phone theft. The City of London Police's Operation Swipe saw a nearly 30% reduction in phone snatching in the first 4 months of 2025, with 213 phones reported stolen compared to 294 in the same period the previous year. But here's the problem: these are temporary victories in specific areas. Criminals simply move to different boroughs, switch tactics, use different vehicles. From the over 1,000 stolen phones recovered by the City of London Police over the last 2 years, fewer than half have been returned because the owner could not be located. Police are recovering phones but can't even return them to victims. That's how widespread the problem is. The Home Secretary hosted a mobile phone theft summit in February 2025 to drive new action to tackle mobile phone thefts. Politicians, police leaders, the National Crime Agency, Mayor of London, and tech companies all attended to discuss ways to break the business model. And what changed? Criminals are still operating, phones are still being stolen, networks are still shipping them overseas. Mayor Sadiq Khan stated, "Criminals are making millions by repurposing stolen phones and selling them abroad, with many still able to access cloud services. It's simply too easy and too profitable." He's admitting the problem is out of control. Tech companies won't make phones less valuable to thieves because it impacts their business model. Police can arrest street-level thieves, but the organized networks keep recruiting new ones. So here's where we stand in December 2025. Around 80,000 devices were stolen in London last year. Theft from person is up 41%. Robbery increased 8.7%. Shoplifting surged 54%. London recorded nearly 1 million crimes, a 2.6% increase. Moped gangs, e-bike thieves, and on-foot snatchers operate across the capital with industrial efficiency. University students are too scared to use their phones in public. Police advise people to physically tether their belongings to their bodies. Figures show that around £7,000 a day was defrauded from victims following the theft of their mobile phone. Organised criminal networks smuggle tens of thousands of stolen devices overseas every year. Yes, homicides are down. Politicians celebrate this endlessly, but tell that to the 80,000 Londoners who had their phones violently snatched. Tell that to the nearly 100,000 victims of theft from person. Tell that to the students too afraid to use their phones on the street. Tell that to the tourists who came to visit Britain's capital and left traumatized after being robbed at knife point. London's street crime crisis is real. It's happening right now. Every single day, organized gangs are operating with military precision. Criminals know police are overwhelmed. Tech companies won't make meaningful changes because profit matters more than security. And ordinary Londoners are living in fear, changing their behaviour, avoiding certain areas, and accepting that using a phone in public means risking robbery. The criminals are winning, the police are scrambling, and Londoners are paying the price in stolen property, violent trauma, and a daily existence defined by vigilance and fear.